Hey there, Materos. Welcome back to another Yerba review. Today, we're going to be doing one that people have requested for such a long time, and I finally got my hands on some. Let's see how it is. Today, we're going to be reviewing Baldo. Baldo. So many people have asked me to get this. When I was living in South Korea, it was really hard for me to get. Kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit, but recently some people have been reaching out. Hey, can you review Baldo? I thought, you know what? Let's just get it and give it a shot. So Baldo, this is a tricky one. So it's a Brazilian Yerba with an Uruguayan cut produced by Canarias. I know, wrap your head around that one for a minute. So this plant, the yerba leaves are grown out of Brazil, and I have it here. The states that it's grown out of says the leaves come from the states of Santa Catarina, Paraná, and Rio Grande do Sul in Brazil. So the yerba is grown, cultivated over there, but it's produced by Canarias. So we've done that video before. Great reviews on that. I don't think I mentioned it, but great for recovery. Canarias is one of the best for recovery after any type of intensive event, hiking, walking, simple workout, a soccer match, whatever it may be. That's great for recovery. So now I'm really intrigued to see how this is. So we've got two Uruguayan cuts produced by the same company. I wonder if it's going to be the same. I just wonder. But let's start with the bag. Yeah, I like this. I don't know if many of you guys remember this, but in America, we had these baseball pennants back in the day when I was young. They were like this triangle that showed the team that you supported. And that was just kind of the first thing that came to my mind with the font of Baldo on here, kind of this pinstriping at the top. You got a mix of reds, blues, greens, all the way around. So that was the first thing that stuck out to me. And, seeing some of these packages, whether they're vibrant, this one just kind of brought back that memory for me of kind of childhood. But I like the contrast on here. The white with the yerba leaves. It's got the same on the front and back. They got, the little gourd down here. There might be a special name for this. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But if you guys know, drop a comment down below. Let me know what that gourd is. But really simple packaging. It stands out. The contrast between the light and dark colors catches your eye. On the side, it's got your nutritional information. And then on the other side of it, it tells you that it's imported and distributed by Canarias out of Uruguay. This says store at room temperature down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I think this has the same top as Canarias in the fact that when you open it, it will create a pour spout right down the middle for you. Yeah, looks like it. So I don't want to rip the bag completely open, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Beautiful. So the way that they package these, they give you this, let me say this piece off. They give you this as kind of a pour spout, which works out perfect. Then you can close it up, seal it up, put some tape or rubber band or something over it to keep it fresh. And when you're ready to go, you can just pour it straight out. Now, very sweet aroma to it. It's like walking through a kitchen of like fresh baked cookies. That sweetness that fills the air. Or walking outside through the garden, the sweetness of the flowers that you get out there. That's what I'm getting. This is a really, really good aroma. I like that. I'm sure you guys can probably predict by now, when I said it's an Uruguayan cut, that means, it's gonna be less stems, really fine cut leaves, and that's exactly what we're getting here. Very, very fine. I would say this is even a bit finer than Canarias. What I'm noticing here is, more dust seems to be mixed in. Still get the fine leaves, shredded up stems that are very, very small, but I'm seeing a bit more dust in this one. So that's a small difference that I'm noticing so far. And then you just get your pour spout and it just goes right on in. So let's go ahead and get this prepped. So good. If you guys have watched the Canarias video, this is less like that paint smell than Canarias is. That's so good. That is so good. Just one of the best parts of making yerba mate is just the aroma you get from either filling it up, letting it brew a little bit. That's really good. All right, so let's get this prepped. Typically, when you're preparing the Uruguayan yerbas, it's going to take a little bit longer to set. Obviously, with the finer leaves that you have, it won't set as quickly as, say, an Argentinian yerba. But let's go ahead and get that prepared. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. Maybe not the full. I usually let these sit for roughly 3 minutes to really kind of seep in, let that water compact it, and then I go through with my bombilla, pack it a little bit tighter in there so that everything stays tight. One of the issues that people have, and I've seen comments and whatnot, is these Uruguayan cuts get sucked through the straw. The leaves get sucked through the straw, or they get clogged very easy. And I think that's partially due to the preparation. If you're coming off drinking Argentinian yerbas, you used to just letting it seep really quick, getting your bombilla in there, and being on your merry way. Well, that's because the cuts are a little bit bigger. When they're finer and there's more dust in here, what can you do? Well, first off, you can try to shake the powder out of it. Tip it over, give it a nice strong shake, let all that powder fall to the bottom as much as possible, and discard that. That will also change the flavor, so remember that. The second thing that you can do is let these steep a little bit longer. Give that water more time to go, from the mound all the way back to the bottom of the gourd. And then you can kind of compact it a little bit with your bombilla. And then the third thing you can do is, once you get your bombilla set, you can give it a little turn. Well, some people might go 90 degrees, but just a slight turn. Once it's underneath there and give it that turn, it's going to open up a little gap, and that could help you as well. All right. So just a few tricks of the trade if you guys haven't tried that yet. But I'm excited. It's starting to set. We'll give it just a little bit longer. Like I said, it won't be fully set, as I mentioned before, because we're doing it a little bit quick just for the review, but it'll be set plenty. All right, so I'm gonna try to push this over, get this underneath, give that little turn. You see my hand do that little turn, and let's see what we got. All right, let's give it a taste test. Initial reaction, it's similar to Canarias, but it seems softer. Now that's just the first round. It's like it's kind of like eating cookie dough. Now, I'm not talking the really super sweet cookie dough, but if you ever made homemade cookies and you get a little bit of that cookie dough, it's got that hint of sweetness to it, that kind of thickness, doughiness to it a little bit. On the back end, it's got that earthiness, that flavor is similar to that aroma of when you walk through a field after a wet rain. That natural, what's the name? Somebody can drop it down below. But when it rains, that aroma that comes up from that, there's a special name for that. I can't remember right now. But you get kind of that in the slight aftertaste. It's got a really nice punch to it. Not super heavy, not, like some of the barbacoas out there. I would even say it's a little bit less than the Canarias, but it's got a nice, it's kind of smooth punch, right? It's not coming at you as soon as you drink it like a pow through the whole process, from the sip to getting it into the mouth to the swallowing. Smooth punch all the way through. You get full flavor through the whole process. Oh, I like that. I really like that. I can say right away, so I'm going on round 3 for this review. I can already feel the effects of the energy. That's what I'm getting first and foremost. Just after 2 rounds of this, I can feel myself getting that heightened energy, ready to go. So I like this one just a little bit better than Canarias for the part about it's not as strong. It's a subtle, smooth kind of punch to it. Canarias has a bigger kick, bigger punch to it. Flavor-wise, it's much more packed, much more upfront with its flavor. This is a great one. All right, Baldo, the Brazilian Yerba, produced in Uruguay, the Uruguayan cut. Let's go ahead and give it a score. I like this one. I could see this yerba being like a daily drinker as well. I'd love to have this first thing in the morning. Like if I wanted to replace coffee or just try a different yerba in the morning, I would recommend this. Like I said, just after a couple rounds, you start to feel energized. Flavor is still very, very potent. Even I'm on the 3rd or 4th round now. I can imagine getting quite a few cycles out. With the Uruguayan ones, you keep pouring at the front. So I've done 3 rounds now of just the front. I haven't even touched my mound yet, and it's still full of flavor. Man, that's great. Oh, that's great. So this would be good to sip on at any time. Like I said, I would probably prefer it in the morning, but that little bit of sweetness would be a great afternoon snack. And if you're somebody that can drink in the evenings, this might even be good as like paired with a dessert, something sweet. I think the pairing would go well with this. So an all day yerba, pretty good. It's got that energy kick. We'll see how it does with recovery. I'm assuming that you know, with it coming from Canarias, it might have some of that recovery in it. Close to Canarias, subtle differences between them, but the score for this, let's go. Well, I'm enjoying that. Let's go Baldo 8.8. 8.8. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have had this before, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And in the meantime, salud.